And good morning from Prairie View, Texas. It's the SWAC Women's Soccer Championship, and this morning it's the number 1 seed, Prairie View A&M, taking on the number 8 seed, Arkansas Pine Bluff. A very warm greeting on a cold morning. Matt Peterson with former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. Andrew, today 4 games on tap.
4 games on tap, but the most important games of the season, aren't they? We're through all the league stage now. It's win or go home, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the football warming me up a little bit.
It is cold out here. A front swept through southeast Texas yesterday. It's 50 degrees with a wind of 10 miles an hour out of the north. It feels like 46, but the good news, it's dry. It was torrential rain sweeping through this area yesterday. About an inch fell in Prairie View, but the field looks like it's in great shape heading into today's 4 games.
Yeah, and down on the field, you don't feel the wind. If the wind was whipping, it might have been a little bit of a leveler, but it's actually perfect soccer weather, isn't it? Not too hot, nice temperature. Once the girls get going, they'll be in perfect shape. It should make for some entertaining soccer.
Should top out about 61 today. Games at 11, 2, 5, and 8 p.m. Around 8 p.m. it should be back down to 54. So a cold day, but manageable. And then tomorrow warming up to 66. The championship on Sunday, a high of 73. So good weather expected all weekend. Prairie View A&M, 10-3-2 on the year. They lost their last game of the season. Their only loss in conference play after an 8-0 start. Arkansas Pine Bluff trying to build something with Eric Solberg, their second-year head coach. Arkansas Pine Bluff 2-7 in conference play, 6-13 overall. And a team you've seen this season, they played at Houston about a month ago. Yeah, and I thought they did pretty well on the day. Defensively, very good. They ended up getting beat in the second half. I think it was by a large margin, but the first half was very even, and they did perform very well. They managed to frustrate U of H throughout the game, so if they can perform like that, they can cause a big upset here. Prairie View A&M in white, Arkansas Pine Bluff in black, and we're underway from the Prairie View A&M Soccer Complex as the SWAC Soccer Championship here on the SWAC Digital Network. Some of these girls wearing no extra sleeves. You have to be impressed by that.
I would have gloves on and everything, wouldn't it? It is cold. But as I said, once they get running, it's not that cold that when the game begins, they'll feel great. And it should make for some good soccer. There'll be a lot of energy. It'll be easier to maintain the work rate compared to what we normally get down here in South Texas.
Clarence Isane Nugent, senior from Victorville, California, one of the stars on this team.
It's interesting to see Arkansas coming in with a win. Prairie View, did you mention they lost the last game? It's difficult when you, like Prairie View, when you're top of the league and you win the league in a good fashion. It's hard to decide if you maintain that form and go on into the playoffs. It's difficult to lose and then bounce back straight away.
There's a cross from the right, dealt with well. It spills behind the end line for a goal kick. Good coverage that time. Kaylin Hapke, the senior from Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Prairie View lost its last game last Friday, 1-0 at home to Texas Southern. Their only blemish in conference play. They beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 2-0 on their senior day here on October 8th.
Bailey Flowers, who impressed me for Arkansas Pine Bluff in that first game. Defensively, she was great, very strong, and she seemed like the leader for this Arkansas Pine Bluff team.
Where's number 12 for Arkansas Pine Bluff? In the first meeting, Sonia Fuentes scored in the 23rd minute, and Savannah Powell in the 35th, a 2-0 win. But a few players back that were not part of that fixture. Now, Jackie Stokes was suspended for red card from the prior game, so she is available today. In Arkansas Pine Bluff, 2 significant injuries. Cameron Rodriguez hurt, and Iana Hicks, first team all-conference pick last year, still out with a high ankle sprain. So 2 important players out for Arkansas Pine Bluff, Rodriguez and Hicks. Restart coming for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Drifted towards the corner. Jackie Stokes unable to get their freshman from Milton, Pennsylvania out of the IMG Academy.
I think you can expect to see that from Arkansas Pine Bluff. A free kick won and they want to go quick. They want to keep the tempo high. They don't want to allow these Prairie View players to come into the game very quick. You see an effort there by going direct, putting the ball in the Prairie View half and playing the percentages. Clara
Morales with the shot, senior from Saratoga Springs, Utah. Transfer from Western Wyoming Community College. The goalkeeper is Quinn Josiah, senior from Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. Good pipeline from California and Canada for Prairie View A&M under head coach Sonia Caravello in her 4th season.
Quite an interesting pipeline, isn't it? California and Canada. I can only imagine there's a lot of hours go into the recruitment of those players.
Several from Houston on this roster as well. Good defending from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Five coaches in 5 years before Eric Solberg. They're back in the conference tournament for the 2nd straight time. Most wins since 2016, most goals since 2011. 6-13, 2-6 in conference.
You can feel it when you speak to him. He feels like he is growing the program, right? He's getting a bit more confidence, and you can feel a bit of pride in the team with what they've achieved this season. And being in the championship's always a positive at the end of the season. And imagine for the girls to come out here and have a weekend, it'd be great.
Cross from the right, touched on. And cleared. A nice pressure that time. That's Natalie Freeman, freshman from Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Last time out, UAPB lost 4-0 at Grambling State, but before that a 5-0 win at Mississippi Valley State. And a 2-0 win at Alcorn. So they ended the year with 2 wins in their last 3 before coming to Prairie View.
And the momentum can do you well, doesn't it? Once you get used to winning, you can just carry on that momentum. And you've seen so far that it was good defending from the cross. They're playing 3 central defenders to try and defend the box, and then they're not hesitating to play the ball forward to the likes of Freeman to run onto. So Prairie View looks like they're going to have most of the possession, but they've got to be careful when the ball turns over and on the counter-attack.
A chance here, 2 versus 4. And when we spoke with Eric Solberg, he's really pinpointed the strength of this Prairie View team is the back 4, particularly the center backs. Very tough to break down. The center backs to Prairie View, Andrea Nugent and Megan Howell.
And they're up against 2 good players from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Freeman's good at running the channels, and then you saw there a minute ago, Jackie Stokes has a great touch, and she brings other players into the park, into the play. So Arkansas, even though they're probably the underdogs, have a lot of talent.
Arkansas Pine Bluff tested themselves. A very difficult non-conference schedule. Hosted Little Rock, went to Oral Roberts, lost to Memphis. Went to Central Arkansas. Went to home game against Tulsa. Went to Houston, lost to the Cougars. So well tested before SWAC play. Long touch off of Natalie Freeman. Space now on this left side. Dasani Nugent, Victorville, California native. The senior outside back.
I would expect the Sanya on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is of the defence is Andrea Johnson. With the way Arkansas Pine Bluff are playing, there might be a lot of space in the full-back areas for them to get on the ball. You'll see this is an opportunity to switch here. that might be the out ball for Prairie View to start their attacks. The fullbacks getting forward and timed that perfectly. But to be running into the area there, it's Andrea.
Quality build up here from Prairie View A&M. Throw-in near the corner flag. That was Joe Burnell, the senior from San Diego out of Hilltop High School. Full name JoJo, goes by Joe. Long throw-in coming. Thrown from Johnson to the feet of Lisa Griffin. And a restart here for UAPB. Now 4 from California, 5 from Ontario, Canada on this Prairie View A&M team. One versus 3. Good challenge shoulder to shoulder, but called for a foul. Natalie Freeman that time was pressing hard.
Yeah, and they'll do that. That's what we've mentioned already today. The UAPB will go forward fast, and Freeman will run in behind to try and create opportunities. Prairie View, we know that defensively they're very athletic, and they should be able to deal with those issues, but UAPB will be looking for mistakes to capitalize off.
Good energy from that bench. A few players wrapped up around blankets, but others off the bench urging on their teammates.
Always to keep warm, right? But here you see here again, back into the left back area. They're going to have so much space, Prairie View. They need to utilize that and be positive in these areas.
Well defended. Haley Wheeler. Break is on. 2 versus 3. Nice pullback that time from Jackie Stokes. Central ball is cleared. But early signs, Andrew. Arkansas Pine Bluff came to play today. This is not going to be an easy 1 versus 8 matchup for Prairie View A&M.
No, you can see already they're going to be hard to beat. They've got 5 defenders, and they're pretty much letting Freeman and Stokes on their own up front. Just take the percentages. The underdog in the game, and they're playing a good formation. Prairie View is going to get a lot of possession, but they have to be careful because UAPB, the way they're playing, they look dangerous. They'll be aiming to soak up all the pressure and counter-attack, and you saw a couple of times there. The two strikers are very able, and when they get the ball, you've got to be careful.
Good settling touch off to the right. Ooh, ball played through, well defended. Haley Langley, the freshman from Hanford, California. 26 to the back for Arkansas Pine Bluff with the vital block. $11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. The 4 quarterfinals this afternoon. And into the evening on a cold day in Prairie View, Texas. Free kick coming for Prairie View A&M. Andrea Nugent, the center back, will step forward. 35 yards from goal, and they're really leaving some exposure at the back with 2 attacking players for UAPB. If they can win this and get going forward, they could have a break, and now just 1 versus 1 at the back. Here's the shot. Well saved. Good opportunity there from Nugent, who tested the goalkeeper.
Good hands from the goalkeeper, wasn't it? Not bad. It was actually quite a good strike over. Good to test the goalkeeper with this wind swirling around today. it'd be always an opportunity to have a strike on goal.
Alyssa Payne, the freshman goalkeeper from Smithfield, Kentucky, out of Oldham County High School. She missed the first matchup, the 2-0 loss to Prairie View earlier this season on October 8th. Andrea Johnson forward, nice hold-up play, great touch through traffic that time from Joe Bernal. Bernal off to the left. Well defended there, Aaron Fight, the freshman from Cincinnati, able to clear. It's a young team, Arkansas Pine Bluff, 7 freshmen in the starting lineup.
Yeah, for a young team, they're very well disciplined in the tactics. They've obviously practiced the way they're going to play today, but that was a nice play from Prairie View, wasn't it? Jojo Bernal showing energy and a great run across the face of the number 9 striker to get a layoff. It was unfortunate with the ball out to the wide area, but glimpses there of the qualities they have.
Great dribbling, deflected cross. Here comes Alyssa Payne to make the claim.
I love what Desanya Nugent did there. She showed the confidence to run inside. A lot of left backs would have just been patient and tried to pass it, but by driving in like that, she drags the defenders out, and eventually you'll take someone out of position and find an opportunity. I like that she made that angled run towards the defence and showed the directness. Because with the way this UAPB is set up, you're going to have to move the defenders out of place because they're sat with 3 defenders in position.
There's a shot from distance and a spectacular goal. Prairie View A&M jumps in front. Joe Bernal, she let it run. Left-footed strike. And the number 1 seed leads early in Prairie View.
What a goal. What a goal. Jojo Bernal, she was highlighted from the coach as being the main threat, and she's taken the ball 20 yards out. The defense, no one's closed it down, and what a strike that was. We mentioned the swirling when the goalkeeper completely lost it, and what a great finish. And it was going to take something special to break down this UAPB defense, and we just saw it.
Spectacular. I loved how she let the ball run. She was aware of the space behind her as that ball came through. Didn't even need really a settling touch as the grass slowed it down for her.
Yeah, perfect. She knew, she was aware of her surroundings, and it's pretty disappointing for UAPB to let a player like Bernal turn in that situation and hit a strike like that, but what a goal.
6th goal on the season and 14 appearances for Joe Bernal. Prairie View's had a dominant year. Diagonal ball is through. Another chance here. Sliding clearance off the line. Just at the last moment, Alondro Lepe saves the day for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Nearly a 2nd goal in about a 2-minute span. That was Savannah Powell with the chance for Prairie View.
Oh, it's a great effort from the defender, wasn't it, Lepe, to get back on and clear the lines like that. But there you see the danger of Prairie View. Wants to get playing. They've carved open the UAPB defence there.
Prairie View A&M has outscored opponents 28-11 on the season. Nice step. Aaron Fight, freshman out of West Clermont High School in Cincinnati. Wide to the right, confident this Prairie View A&M team. Joe Bernal rides out a hip-to-hip challenge. Gets another shot away. She's confident hitting that from 30 yards out, going away from the goal. Strong challenge there from Bailey Flowers.
You see the confidence of the Prairie View team now, don't you? The change between the first 20 minutes and after the goal is incredible, and the confidence, the passing the ball around, the movement, everything's a lot sharper now.
Bailey Flowers with the challenge. She's from Wichita, Kansas. Transfer from Hutchinson Community College. That was one that stood out for you in the game against Houston earlier this season.
Yeah, she was defensively last ditch, great positioning, athleticism. She really put on a strong showing that day. She was unlucky to be on the end. I think the last 20 minutes, U of H really lit the scoreboard up, but they did well in that game as well. I'm not surprised to see them how well they've been in shape so far. They need to recover from that early goal from Prairie View though, because the game isn't over, but you don't want to give this Prairie View team any more head start than they have.
Good composure from Quinn Josiah, the senior goalkeeper. Playing with their feet under some heavy pressure that time from Natalie Freeman. 1-0 Prairie View A&M, 15th minute goal, Joe Bernal, her 6th of the season. Wonderful strike, about 30 yards away with her left foot, over the top of the Arkansas Pine Bluff goalkeeper Alyssa Payne.
It's a bit of a goalkeeper's nightmare, wasn't it? Especially with this wind, it's so hard to read the flight of the ball, and the pace in the strike gave the goalkeeper absolutely no chance.
All sorts of space for Prairie View A&M. There's a cross from the right. Clear top of the area dangerously and shot over the bar. You never want to clear it central, and that one fell to Samantha Moran, the sophomore from Puerto Rico.
It's one of those tempting ones where it comes back to you, wasn't it? Morel just wanted to have a strike. Difficult in this wind again. When the ball's coming back to you, it's hard to get topspin on the ball. If you get backspin, it's only going to rise over the goal like that.
Moran from Puerto Rico went to Navarro College up near Dallas. Made famous by the team cheerleading team, which has won a few
I watched that
national
I watched that on
championships.
Netflix.
Great show.
Tell you, that's a sport I would not be able to do.
The physical toll those athletes go through.
Oh, incredible. And the flexibility and things, I could not do it.
Did you like the coach or did you not like the coach by the end of it?
It's hard to say, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She didn't seem to have much of a rapport with the would you call them players or
gymnasts?
Yeah.
Or cheer athletes?
Cheer athletes.
Yeah, I'd love to ask a cheerleader's opinion. She's obviously been a winner. She obviously gets the best out of them, but some of the stuff was a bit brutal.
Yeah, but they went to the extent where the enjoyment seemed to go out of it, didn't it?
Having the athletes fight through injuries for practice.
I suppose it's no different to what soccer is at times.
Arkansas Pine Bluff looking for that tying goal. Very difficult defense. Prairie View A&M has conceded 11 goals on the season in 15 games, less than a goal a game against. Jackie Stokes will throw it in. Milton, Pennsylvania native. Long throwing. No trouble that time. Quinn Josiah off her line, the senior goalkeeper.
When you only let in 11 a season, it opens up everything for you, doesn't it? You can have a bad day, and if you know you're not going to be letting goals in, all you need is a bit of brilliance like Bernal, who scored there, to win the game for you. So if you build off the defence, then you can see this Prairie View team defensively looks really sharp today. It gives you a great opportunity. But now we're in the knockouts. And all it takes is that one game, doesn't it? A bit of luck and anything can happen.
Yeah, win or go home. Single elimination tournament. 1 verse 8, 2 verse 7, 3 verse 6, and 4 verse 5. Some shouting in midfields. Through ball is through. The flag is up. Offside against Jackie Stokes.
I think we've started well as well, right? I mean, when you come into these kind of tournaments, it's always, a lot of times you have really tense 0-0 affairs where there isn't much free-flowing football because everyone's nervous about not winning the game. I think this game, both teams have started really well. Prairie View playing some good football, and UAPB trying to hit on the counter-attack. It's been pretty open. It's been entertaining.
Second quarter final set for a 2 p.m. start time. Alabama State and Texas Southern. Texas Southern beat Prairie View A&M on the last day of the regular season, their only loss. And at 5 p.m., Grambling State against Jackson State. And the nightcap at 8 p.m., Alabama A&M against Southern. Corner kick coming for Prairie View A&M. Desani Nugent Central California, Victorville.
She's been impressive so far. Good on the ball. She looks very fast as well. Confident.
Short corner. A little back heel. She is onside, crosses in and headed clear. Haley Wheeler got it away. Cheeky corner kick that time from Prairie View A&M.
It was good, wasn't it? I liked it. UAPB probably should have got their defenders off the line a little bit to play the offside, but well worked corner, and it was a better opportunity than they thought it was in the end.
Lisa Griffin trying to turn to the center circle. Reagan Scott. Quality delivery, touched away by Flowers. There's a good cross from the left. Clear top of the area and clear. Quality delivery again that time to Sandy Nugent.
Again, she's so confident going forward, isn't she? You saw her athleticism there, knocking it past the defender, and it was a great whipped cross into the box.
Throw in here to Arkansas Pine Bluff. 1-0. Joe Bernal, first team all SWAC selection, and the postseason awards announced this week with the opening goal in the 15th minute.
You see there again, UAPB going down the line, getting themselves a throw in.
Nobody on the end of that. Another wasted long throw-in. You almost wish Pine Bluff would commit more numbers. I mean, they're having these deep throw-ins. They have a long throw. I think a few more black shirts needed in there, right?
Yeah, this, the way they're playing so far, they've been quite conservative. But it's just maybe not time. Maybe the coach realises that if they stay tight until the last half an hour, if it's still 1-0, then they'll start throwing the bodies forward. I think the tactics have actually worked fairly well so far. They can take those more opportunities when in the second half when it's still a 1-0 game.
Turn from Joe Bernal. Space on the right. They've used the space so well this morning. Patient from Prairie View A&M. A little self pass, excellent there. Corner kick earned by Savannah Powell.
There's one thing I like in soccer is a little nutmeg. That's brilliant. Wide play. Little nutmeg round the outside, tried to get on it and wins the team a corner.
Checking in for the Lady Panthers, number 23, Genesis Vasquez.
First change for the Panthers and head coach Sonia Carvello. Genesis Vasquez, junior defender from North Shore High School in Houston. Here's a delivery. Tough ball into a good spot, headed out. Another corner kick coming on the opposite side. Dangerous in-swinging kick.
great corner kick, wasn't it? And all I can hear is my old man screaming at me, get at the back post. If you always get to that back post, you got an opportunity. And Prairie View were 2 yards away from it. It was a good opportunity, but that all comes from a really good whipped-in ball from Nugent.
Joe Bernal had the opening goal, 15th minute. The number 1 seed, Prairie View A&M Panthers. Here come the runs. Another good delivery, headed right at the goalkeeper and saved. Alive for Prairie View. And it's cleared, settled, shot is wide. So close there. The initial save was excellent from Alyssa Payne. The last chance fell to Lisa Griffin. Very nearly a second for Prairie View A&M.
Is there anything better in soccer than a goal mouth scramble? That could have gone anywhere. You heard the crowd and everyone get excited. The goalkeeper seems a little bit dismayed that there was a foul, but it was another good corner into the box that caused the stramash.
Stramash, quintessential Andrew Driver word. Joe Bernal with another quality delivery. This one low to the near post. Swept aside by Flowers. Foot race. Flag is down. Bernal as advantage is played. Free kick could have been given, but advantage thought rightly played. That was a strong challenge, and now Desanya Nugent back to her feet.
Yeah, a little bit shaken up there, Nugent. She's a key player for this Prairie View team. They'll want to see her continue.
4 first-team All-SWAC selections for Prairie View A&M, and the awards announced this week. Lisa Griffin, the junior forward. Joe Bernal, the senior forward who scored the opening goal. Desanya Nugent, senior defender. And then Andrea Nugent, the junior defender, also the defender of the year in the SWAC. Yellow card shown after the fact. Aaron fight with the yellow card. Do you think that was for some words?
No, I think it was for the tackle on Nugent, and maybe the ball hadn't gone out of play since then. So I think it's just a retroactive yellow card.
So did Desanya and Andrea, sisters from Southern California, both first-team selections.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Andrea's number 10, Desanye's number 16.
And they played directly next to each other. Left centre back and left back.
Well read there. By Quinn Josiah, the goalkeeper out of Bill Crothers Secondary School, Newmarket, Ontario. 15 minutes left, first half. 15 minutes since the opening goal from Joe Bernal. Number 1 seed Prairie View A&M leading number 8 seed Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arkansas Pine Bluff won 2 of its last 3 just to get into the tournament as the 8 seed after a winless start to the season.
They're playing to the occasion. They've set themselves up as an underdog. Prairie View, as the game has gone on, though, they look more and more impressive and more confident on the ball.
Nice tackle, but way to stick with it. Look at that shot from distance. 45 yards from goal, not too far for Natalie Freeman.
With the wind, it's worth it. The goalkeeper's been quiet so far, not had much to do. So why not just have a strike, just test her, see if she's looking confident.
Natalie Freeman named to the All-SWAC second team postseasons awards this week. Now you like to see what Prairie View A&M's doing. They're not sitting on this lead. They're up a goal. That's Savannah Powell pushing forward. They really want a second goal in this first half.
Yeah, they're playing well. They're passing the ball nicely. As you say, the best way of defending is attacking, and they're staying confident. 1-0 lead's always difficult, isn't it? You always need to have that second one, give yourself a little bit of a blanket in between. So they won't be taking the foot off the gas at all until they feel the game is won.
Desanye Nugent from the corner flag. Here's the in-swinging kick. It's a goal kick now to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Alyssa Payne, Smithfield, Kentucky native, the freshman goalkeeper, one of 7 freshmen in the starting lineup for Arkansas Pine Bluff this morning.
Oh, my bad. I heard you last minute.
Oh, nice layoff that time, right into the channel from Stokes. Return ball to Stokes. Stokes will get there. Nice angle taken. A free kick given. That was nice cover from Megan Howell, who slid over.
Really good defending, because that was a good play. Stokes, real nice touching and a direct running behind, and Howell had to come across and sweep up the danger. But that's the threat that UAPB have. They've been quiet for a while, but then a nice little interchange with the strikers, and it had to take some good defending to prevent an opportunity.
A nice program built here by Sonia Curvello in her 4th season at the helm of Prairie View A&M. They host the tournament every year. It's a huge advantage knowing that you get to stay home, and now they're the 1 seed, which gives you the most rest. You play in the morning and have the most recovery time before the second round.
Also puts a lot more pressure on you, though. You're home, the pressure's put it on there. I always think it's more difficult being expected to win than being the underdog. These teams, UAPB for example, coming out here with absolutely no pressure whatsoever. Anything they get out of it's a bonus. And I can understand why it is played here. It's nice facilities, isn't it?
Haley Hernandez checks in, freshman from Bryan, Texas and Bryan High School. Jaden Morgan as well, sophomore from Burlington, Ontario. 2 more changes from Sonia Curvello. Curvello's 2nd season at the helm, 2019. Went 13-8, first double-digit win season by the program in 5 years. Program record 9 conference wins, 10-match winning streak that year. Good defending. That was Haley Wheeler trying to find Jackie Stokes.
Really good from Howell, that though, wasn't it? The touch in the first place to cut out the danger, and then to find a nice pass out like that.
That was a great layoff by the goal scorer Joe Bernal, trying to put through Haley Hernandez, fresh legs right off the bench. Joe Bernal, first team all conference. Disrupted, that's really good defending from Haley Langley, the freshman from Hanford, California.
Really good defending, but you see JoJo Bernal gets herself in all sorts of positions. It's hard to say what position she actually is. She floats around in the kind of the number 10 role, and here you see her again in the left wing area getting the ball.
Advantage played, more physicality there from Bailey Flowers. That's really good composure, facing her own goal by Maya Swaby-Wallerson, 26 for Prairie View A&M. Another Ontario native in this group. But with the defender, or the attacker on her back, and Natalie Freeman, she just shifted right and then went left.
Yeah, composure as well, wasn't it? The quality of the defending and then the composure on the ball. Something's difficult to teach that. It's something that comes natural for a defender to have that composure. You see some crunching tackles going in.
Yes. And on a cold day, it's none the more fun.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Sonia Curvello does have deep ties to Canada before coming to Prairie View A&M. She was the regional manager for player development at the Ontario Soccer Association. 3 seasons before that, head women's coach at Cleveland State in Ohio. Explains partially the 5 Ontario natives on this Prairie View team.
It makes sense, doesn't it? I'm guessing she'll still have great contacts up there that she can rely on to help build this program, and you can see that obviously knows what she's doing. The quality of the team looks fantastic.
Throw-in given to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Matt Peterson with former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. 7 minutes left in this first half. A 15th-minute goal from Jo Bernal. Her 6th of the season is the difference. Spectacular goal. Left-footed hit about 30 yards away over the goalkeeper, Alyssa Payne. Before Cleveland State, Sonia Curvello was at Mississippi Valley State. 5 years, 2010 to 14. So she's been in this conference before. 5 consecutive appearances in the SWAC conference tournament. They won the conference, went to the NCAA tournament in 2012, the first ever for Mississippi Valley State. She was the coach of the year that year, 2012. Play on, says the referee. The Arkansas Pine Bluff very displeased. You can see Eric Solberg shouting at the head referee. Did you see
of energy in the
challenge, Andrew?
I didn't see the challenge. There's a bit of energy. I was looking in the other direction, but it's really riled the crowd up, hasn't it?
You know the cold weather brings a little spice out of the crowd.
Yeah, that's why. Would that explain why Scotland's atmosphere is terrible? I swear, everyone in Scotland, everyone just wants to go and moan at the referee. That's all they're there for, not to enjoy themselves.
Andrew Driver, Bolton, England, raised in Scotland. Part of Midlothian Academy product and fan favorite.
I mean, that bit was made up.
He never has to buy a cup of tea in Edinburgh, Scotland, for the rest of his life. at least in the heart of Midlothian neighborhoods.
I wouldn't want to with the amount my mum and dad have made me in my lifetime.
Long throw-in, handball, and Jo Bernal free kick to Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I'm talking about the riled up of the fans, though. It's been played in. Been a strong game, hasn't it? Yes. A lot of tough tackles, but not in a dirty way. I think it's been played in good spirit, and it's actually been an enjoyable game.
5 minutes remaining, first half. 1-0 Prairie View A&M. That's great there from Prairie View. The break is on. There's 4 in the box for the Panthers. And an offensive foul call that time. Strange there. Maybe she lowered the elbow, but that was called against Jaden Morgan. She was well watched that time by Haley Langley on the outside. Good
pace from Morgan, wasn't it? Getting down the line, and I agree with you. I'm not sure where the foul came from, especially as he blew it. Maybe the second one was a foul, but he'd already blown the whistle at that point. But a good play again from Prairie View. They passed the ball nicely, but they know when to go direct as well.
Jo Bernal. Wide here to Haley Hernandez for Prairie View A&M. Well defended. Evangelia Sandoval, the sophomore from Colorado, stood her up. She's wearing number 20. Oh, nice touch. But well defended, but a clever play this morning from Jackie Stokes, the Pennsylvania native who played at the IMG Academy.
She's good, isn't she? She's got a nice touch. She comes and shows for the ball a lot. She's playing against this Prairie View defense is really good, though. In terms of athleticism, they stand up, they don't dive in, they don't sell themselves, they stay strong, and they're shepherding the UAPB attackers pretty well.
High punt won by UAPB. Oh, that's wonderful. The goal scorer can also play provider. Jojo Bernal off to the left, but good step again from Evangelia Sandoval.
You see again there, Stokes comes in, takes a nice touch, but the Prairie View defenders, they stay on the where the danger's going to be. They don't sell themselves, they don't dive in, they show where's most dangerous in this situation and prevent the attacker from going there.
It's cross from the right, well handled.
You see that a little bit of confidence coming from UAPB, a little bit of possession, get yourselves in a dangerous area. And if they continue like that, they easily sneak a goal to equalise here.
All the way back to Quinn Josiah, senior goalkeeper away. Joe Bernal, shoulder to shoulder. And again, against the offensive player. I hope she's okay. Joe Bernal, back to her feet, looks to be okay.
It looked like maybe she hit her head off the boot when they fell over. I think the referee gave it against Bernal there. I was a little bit surprised by that.
We're now walking to the bench. Change will come.
See Coach Cavello there asking the question of the referee.
Yeah, strange it was against her. The second time in a row we've seen it called against a Prairie View A&M player. Continues to battle up there. One of 7 freshmen in this team for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Check in for Fort Gain, Miss number 9, Renee Carranza.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in this opening half. Not all the way cleared yet by Prairie View. Renee Carranza, redshirt senior, has checked in for the Panthers. We're at number 9. Another free kick given. A late push here at the end of the first half of Arkansas Pine Bluff. About a minute left before halftime.
This might be a sign of things to come in the second half. You see UAPB getting a little bit more confident, realizing they have to come out of the shell a little bit, trying to put more pressure on.
Three in the wall. Haley Langley with the hit. Great strike, but it's covered up that time by Quinn Josiah. I thought for a moment it might get caught in the wind and take off a bit.
And that's why it's worth it just putting it into the danger area, put it in where it's going to be a problem defensively. With this wind, anything can happen. Or you have a sudden gust, it takes it an extra 10 yards and the goalkeeper doesn't read it.
Far side throw-in. Waning seconds now, 20 seconds left in the first half. Joe Bernal, 6th goal of the season. It came in the 15th minute. First team All-SWAC pick, 4 first team All-SWAC selections on this number 1 seed Prairie View A&M. And your driver, your thoughts on this first half?
It's been entertaining. UAPB came to defend a little bit. Prairie View's quality play has been on show, but it's taken a wonderful effort to be the difference. So it's been a very good game.
That's it. At halftime, the number 1 seed seeking its 11th win of the season. Number 1 seed for a reason. At halftime, through the goal of Joe Burnell in the 15th minute, it's Prairie View A&M 1, Arkansas Pine Bluff nothing. We'll be back for the second half.
Our legacy. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
DIY means having the right tools, but at the Home Depot, that means more than hammers and saws. Search with images, that's a tool. Renting tools with a swipe, that's another one. Delivery's a tool. Same-day delivery, that's a power tool. This isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
building champions for life didn't just happen overnight. Since 1920, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, has been in the forefront in leadership and excellence in all our athletic programs. There are very few major sports halls of fame that a SWAC athlete is not a member. Hall of Fame coaches who were stewards and mentors to these elite athletes. Our tradition, our distinction, our legacy. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
DIY means having the right tools, but at the Home Depot, that means more than hammers and saws. Search with images, that's a tool. Renting tools with a swipe, that's another one. Delivery's a tool. Same-day delivery, that's a power tool. This isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Welcome back to the Prairie View A&M Soccer Complex. Andrew Driver and Matt Peterson. A good first half. Number 1 seed Prairie View A&M. 15th minute goal from Joe Bernal. And they'll switch sides. And the number 1 seed Prairie View A&M in white will attack from left to right. Number 8 seed trying to pull the upset. Arkansas Pine Bluff in black attacking from right to left.
You can already see Arkansas Pine Bluff have pushed one of the defenders back more forward, so maybe we're going to see a bit more of an open game in this second half. The one down, they have to force the issue a little bit now.
Free kick given, too much that time from Natalie Freeman, second team all SWAC selection. And a restart for this Prairie View A&M. It'll be a difficult climb for Arkansas Pine Bluff, down just 1 goal, but a team that's allowed just 11 goals on the season. Prairie View A&M is playing its 16th game of the season. Andrea Nugent, the Defender of the Year in the SWAC, restarts it. Alyssa Payne off her line to claim. And a slight wind advantage as well, I would say, in the second half, Andrew, for the number 1 seed and Prairie View A&M Panthers, which has a 1-goal lead.
You say the wind advantage. Sometimes that's an advantage. Other times it can mean the ball will run a bit further, so it's hard to find those attacking passes. So sometimes you want to play against the wind just so you can hit the ball up there and it'll stay in the park.
Great work to stay in play by Natalie Freeman right on the line. We return it to the corner. It's a foot race and a low cross. That was good work sliding out there to deny the cross. Megan Howell, Mississauga, Ontario native, got out there. It was a foot race, and she did enough to force a throw-in. Oh, nice job keeping that in play. Laid it back. Here's a chance now for Pine Bluff, but the cross does not come off. Impressive, nice play there from Haley Wheeler just to keep it in play on the end line.
Already more positive signs from UAPB. We said they mentioned they pushed another body forward. They've got themselves in some good situations already.
Now the flag has come up. Offside against Prairie View A&M. Restart coming for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
You see already more confidence from UAPB in the second half. They've got nothing to lose. Put it all on the line now.
Restart coming. Andrea Nugent, Victorville, California. Oak Hills High School. Defender of the Year in the SWAC.
See, early in the second half, Natalie Freeman, she's an attacking player, but she's really putting herself into the tackles, and you can see a little bit of frustration coming into the Prairie View defenders. They've been kicked a couple of times. It's never pleasant when the weather's this cold, but that's what UAPB would like, isn't it? They want to frustrate Prairie View.
Nice job to keep it in by the Panthers. Patient, top of the box. Missed clearance, but it's covered up by Alyssa Payne, the goalkeeper.
Good from Nugent, again coming from left back, getting into good areas. A nice ball into the box. Back at that, clearance from the defender could have gone anywhere. Luckily for UAPB, lands in the goalkeeper's hands.
Gave you the rundown on Sonia Curvello's history from club soccer in Ontario, Canada, to Cleveland State before that, and prior to that at Mississippi Valley State, a nice 5-year run. Let's tell you a bit more about Eric Solberg. In his second season before Pine Bluff was at Northwestern Oklahoma State. 3 years at East Texas Baptist. Was an assistant coach at East Central University and a volunteer assistant at Nichols State in Louisiana. Ole Miss graduate, Illinois native. Was a track and field and cross country athlete at Ole Miss.
He's traveled.
Interesting fact about him, he's a skilled violinist. Edge of the box, great turn. And it's hit over the bar. It was great change of pace. Savannah Powell, the freshman from Arlington, turned her defender and kind of shot it across the face of goal there.
Good opportunity, wasn't it? She just needs to keep the ball on the ground and try and put it into the danger area across. Even on target, it makes it difficult. But good play getting into the area, good strength on the turn. Going back to Coach Solberg, I wouldn't imagine he'd be a violinist. He's very, very animated down there.
Yeah. So you're saying violinists can't be animated?
No, they most certainly can, but you just wouldn't put two and two together, would you?
They could be animated without the maestro.
Yeah. He's been a lot of shouting towards the referee, but he's probably pretty happy with the way UAPB have played so far. They're still in the game, 1-0 down. The game's still open.
So you're saying some of the whistles today have not been music to his ears?
Oh, wait, don't go down that road, Mark. As everyone rolls their eyes.
The referee has been a bit out of tune. They're trying to fill the big shoes left by Adrian Holden. It's a tough task. Really competitive first game here. You never know what you're going to get on day one. Prairie View did not have to travel. Of course, Arkansas Pine Bluff did. But you have the elements, the wind, the colds, the morning game. These teams are not used to playing soccer at 11 a.m. in a competitive environment. But I've been very impressed with the quality on display today.
Yeah, and exactly what you say. Prairie View expected to win the game, but I think the way UAPB set up, they want to stay in it. They want to get to the last 20 minutes in the game, keep it tight. But it was the onus was on Prairie View to go and get the goal, and obviously it was a magnificent goal from Jojo Bernal. But I think the most impressive is the commitment both teams have had. They've gone into crunching tackles, and it's played in good spirit in the cold weather.
Restart from Andrea Nugent. Free kick given. Too heavy from the back that time from Savannah Powell. Foul won by Haley Langley. Oh, nice little 1-2. They love to combine there. 7 and 10. Freeman and Stokes for UAPB, but that's great defending. She's had a good morning. Maya Swaby-Wallerson, the fifth-year senior from Hamilton, Ontario, transfer from University of Kansas.
They do well, UAPB, to get to that level, to find those dangerous runs, but Prairie View defenders do really well getting the body in between the ball and the attacker and snuffing out the danger.
Oh, nice turn, but good defending. There's Flowers again. She had to get it right. If not, it's 2-on-2 the other way. And space taken on this near side. Lisa Griffin, first team all-conference pick out of James Martin High School in Arlington. Flowers took it off the stomach. Free kick given. Maybe one too many here. The yellow card will come. Accumulation there? Persistent infringement?
Yeah, we did mention it 20 minutes ago. It's got the crowd going, hasn't it? I'm getting animated. Some long steps from the ref.
Those are long yards. I will say. Not just 10 yards, that's more than 10 meters. Yeah, is the action more contested on the field or in the stands this morning?
It's getting. We need to get the campus police involved in this, right?
If the gloves are put on, they're not to warm the hands, they're to have gloves on. Here's a long shot from way out, and it's covered up. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just putting my gloves on. A good effort that time. Jackie Stokes, it feels like if the goal's going to come, it might come from Stokes or Freeman. They've been the two most likely for UAPB.
But it's exactly what UAPB want, isn't it? A little bit of contentiousness. They want
the flag is down. Here's a chance. And that is just past the far post. Well-weighted ball. The far side referee had a good view of the potential offside, but I thought it was a clever run that time. Stokes repositioned herself to stay onside.
Real good. Got herself onside, and it wasn't a bad effort with the outside of the boot, was it? But going back to what I was mentioning, this is exactly what they want. They want to make it a battle. They want to. The battle prevents Prairie View from being able to play the soccer they want to play. And if it stays 1-0 like this, they're still well in the competition, well in the game and well in the competition.
Over the top. Well-weighted ball. The flag is down. Chance here for two over the goal. Good chance. Lisa Griffin timed her run well. Great ball that time. Have to give credit to Alyssa Payne, the goalkeeper, closed the space very well.
That's where the wind doesn't go in your favour. For both occasions, won the ball over top. She did well to get onto it using the pace, but then tried to dink it over the goalkeeper. But when the wind's behind you like that, it's hard it's a hard skill to do.
Zanya Say Harris Wright, sophomore from Ontario out of St. Rother and Andre. She checks in for her first time today for Prairie View A&M, and it's a break for Kalia Brown, senior from Chandler, Texas and Hamilton High School. It's a pretty good ball again, but a little too heavy. Time will be taken here by Quinn Josiah, the goalkeeper. Hard challenge there in midfield. Play on. Panthers will do just that. There's 5 black shirts to deal with it. Direct ball. Brisha Musungu, the freshman from Andover, Minnesota. There's Musungu again, heading straight forward. Nice turn just off the thighs there, and then she plays it through. She's quite clever there in midfield. Savannah Powell able to turn some deft touches this morning.
Yeah, real good turn in that situation, wasn't it? She tried the clever ball, just maybe ran out of space to play the ball in between the defender. Maybe, I think it was Fuentes that just held back a little bit. Maybe she didn't make the run as soon. There would have been the space to play the ball into.
Musungu did well, slid over to slow down Reagan Scott. Another freshman, Brisha Musungu, playing a large role today for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Corner kick. Nice work. Erin Fight, she's on a yellow card, another freshman. Cincinnati native, did well to earn that corner kick. Jackie Stokes will go over to take it.
No, she won't.
Nope, she'll leave it. Alondra Lepe, sophomore from San Bernardino, California. Cajon High School. She'll deliver this corner kick. Big spot here. You can see them queuing up on the edge of the box. 5 black jerseys on the edge of the 18-yard area. Driven delivery. Headed clear by the defender of the year, Andrea Nugent. Prairie View clears its lines. Back post ball. Headed back in the middle. Excellent redirection. And a good chance there in the end from Haley Wheeler, but quite the header just to keep that in play and set up her teammate. Wonderfully done there from Jackie Stokes.
Good play altogether from UAPB. Got a great ball from Flowers down the line, a good ball into the box, and that was a great opportunity. It was kind of as if it just wouldn't settle for I think it was Haley who had the strike, just didn't settle enough. But the signs are there that UAPB are more than in this game.
Really impressed there from Jackie Stokes, because a lot of players would go for goal from a tough angle. She found her teammate, headed it directly to Haley there.
Yeah, it was perfect, wasn't it? Put it back into the area. It was difficult because it was going over her head, but she had the awareness to head it back into the danger area, and it was a great opportunity.
Good pressure, deep throw incoming. But nice work there, no foul committed, just stay with it. Lisa Griffin for Prairie View A&M. As 3 more changes will come on here for Sonia Carvello. Joe Burnell's going to come back. She scored the goal in the first half, left with maybe an injury, probably more of a precaution when she left late in that first half. As Andrea Johnson and Jaden Morgan will enter as well. I feel like when Bernal came off, she probably told Coach Sonia, I don't want to come off. I want to sit in the cold. I want to keep running.
Oh, yeah.
This is a day where if you're on the field, you want to stay on the field.
You want to stay. Yeah, you don't want to be cooling off, do you? But she was good in the first half as well, wasn't she? They've not been the same since she left. She's kind of the link-up play between the midfield and going forward. And I'm sure the coach would like her on the pitch for as long as possible. I think it was maybe a little bit of a head knock, and you've got to be pretty precautious on those now, especially in the current climate.
Direct ball over the top. Good pressure. It's on. It's the second goal. She stays with the play, and she's rewarded Savannah Powell. 2-0 Prairie View A&M.
She did great, didn't she? The long ball over the top. She didn't give up on it. The defender, it gave her such a difficult skill. You're going back to your own goal. I think it was Masunga didn't know what to do with it, and Powell did fantastically well with the finish. Great finish. And I tell you, Prairie View really needed that because they were coming under a bit of pressure. Arkansas Pine Bluff was starting to take control, and a huge goal.
62nd minute goal, Savannah Powell got on the end of it. Her 4th goal of the season.
She took it really well, didn't she, when she got there? It was a great effort to get there in the first place, but the composure to finish it like that was a great finish. And they needed it.
Cross from the right's blocked. Now it's a real uphill battle for Arkansas Pine Bluff. 28 minutes remaining, down 2-0 to the #1 seed in the conference, a team that has allowed only 11 goals all season.
Well, you could feel the energy had changed in the second half, and Arkansas Pine Bluff were creating, weren't they? And that could just be the killer blow.
Just too heavy on that. Nice to see the overlapping run, though, coming from Xandria Johnson. Well, we might have some colder weather tonight, but I'll put you on the spot. For me, the coldest soccer game I've ever been associated with, 2013, Kansas City, Eastern Conference Final, second leg. I think it was in the teens or 20s at kickoff. I was in a radio booth. You were down on the field. Is that the coldest game you've ever played, or have you played in colder?
By far.
Yeah.
Obviously, growing up in Scotland, it was cold, but on that day, it was the only time. It was obviously the conference semi-final, and at half-time we were 1 goal away from getting to the final, and no one cared about the result.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, let's get through this and survive.
Yeah.
It was honestly so cold. It had underground heating, and there was still ice growing on the pitch.
Amazingly, Kansas City won that game. It was a Dom Dwyer goal out of a Benny Fehlhaber through ball.
You've got better memory than I do.
It's my last playoff game with Dynamo. That's why. But the MLS Cup, which came about 2 weeks later, played midday, was even colder. I think that day was in the teens. I think we were in the 20s that day, and then the Cup final was in the teens.
It was bad. Like everyone, all we could care about was how to stay warm, and going out for the second half was unbearable.
Another through ball, more direct this half and effective from Prairie View. Bernal could not get there. Nice goalkeeping from Alyssa Payne. But is it a mental thing, a day like this in this cold weather, just focusing on your job and trying to ignore the elements as much as you can?
Yeah, once you get playing, you're fine, especially in this temperature. This temperature's good to play soccer in. Wayward looks there, but no, to play soccer and it's perfect. Once you get running, you're fine, aren't you? And there's still a little bit of moisture on the pitch, which makes that the ball run well. And you've seen this. There's been a lot of energy in the game, hasn't there? I think sometimes when you're in Texas, you're used to the heat sapping the energy after 20 minutes, and the game slowing right down. So it's good to see a game where it's been 100% from both teams.
Corner kick here for Prairie View A&M, leading 2-0. Goals from Joe Bernal and Savannah Powell. Xandria Johnson delivers. Right at the near post, it falls back, and it's a goal. It came off a defender. It will count for Sonia Fuentes. First to react after the half clearance. It's 3 for the Panthers.
You would say that's it, wouldn't you? I think it was more of an own goal from Brisha Masungu. There's nothing she could do about it though. The ball was hit across the goal from Fuentes and into the back of the net. And there's the settler for Prairie View. They can maybe make a couple of changes, relax a little bit now. It's a bit of a hammer blow to Arkansas Pine Bluff. They did fantastically well to start the second half, and it looked like it was going to be a really close run game.
Second goal of the year for Sonia Fuentes. Another break. Free kick given, good referee, and he saw it, and he blows the whistle. Free kick here. Just too much in the second half from Savannah Powell.
He tried to play advantage there as well, the referee, didn't he? It was good. Savannah Powell as well, yeah, she's been fantastic second half. Perhaps not the most silky play at times, but the effort is putting herself in the great positions.
Yellow card given there. Fisher Masungu, excuse me. "24 minutes in this one."
Checking in for Arkansas Pine Bluff is number 26, Haley Langley.
Haley Langley returns for UAPB. Freshman from Hanford, California. Andrea Nugent looks interested in this one. Here's Nugent. Bending! And she scored! From 30 yards away, Andrea Nugent, the defender of the year in the SWAC, has the Panthers in front 4-0.
She's been very impressive in this second half. And that's a just deserves a strike from 30 yards. And in this wind, you're rightfully to do that. When it's behind you, have a strike at goal, test the goalkeeper, and she's put it in the perfect position, right in the bottom corner. And Prairie View, after riding a little bit of a scare in the first 10 minutes of the second half, they've put themselves in a great position to win the game.
Fourth goal of the year for Andrea Nugent. She sort of looked confident before striking that. No real look at a teammate who was considering that. The closest appeared to be Xandria Johnson, but I think Johnson knew that was going to be Andrea Nugent all the way.
Yes, and she's been confident in this whole second half. On the ball, she actually won a foul here on by Natalie Freeman earlier, and you could just see that there was a class touch. You know, when a player has that confidence in their own ability.
They're looking for 5, and it's cleared. 4 different goal scorers here in the first 70 minutes. It opened with Joe Bernal, then Savannah Powell, followed by Sonia Fuentes, finally Andrea Nugent on the free kick. All that Alyssa Payne could do was get her hands to it, dive into her right near the post.
It's hard for the goalkeeper. She put it, bounced just before the goalkeeper, which is a difficult skill when to try and prevent. But she used the wind as well. anything on target when shooting with the winds is always going to be a struggle for the goalkeeper.
Lisa Griffin returns. Junior from Arlington. A little bit long. Good idea, though. They have clear ideas, this Prairie View team. They get the ball, they get it wide, they get it to their playmakers. It's a beautiful directness to it.
Yeah, the fullbacks haven't had as much in the second half because Arkansas have put bodies forward. But yeah, when they get the ball to the right or the left back and then go forward to Bernal, who can link the play, they look very impressive. If anything, this weather really doesn't suit them because they are good on the ball. They like to play football. This weather's kind of been a little bit of a leveler in terms of the wind can make it a little bit more difficult to pass the ball around.
Throwing here on this near sideline. The goal scorer and defender of the year, Andrea Nugent. Free kick given. Joe Burnell wins the foul. Burnell from San Diego, Hilltop High School. That's a direct ball, dangerous. Great goalkeeping. She was ready for it, edge of the box. Quinn Josiah never looked very troubled. Under pressure that time.
You've got to be nervous on those ones with goalkeeper. You're on the very edge of your box. If the ball doesn't bounce correctly, you're not going to get there, are you? She did perfectly this time, just timed it to perfection, but you've got to be nervous.
Hit to the corner. Restart coming.
Checking in for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Clara Morales.
7. Natalie Freeman, number 4.
Natalie Freeman returns. Number 4 enters.
Number 11, Alexis Duggan, wearing number 4.
That's Alexia Duggan, who is wearing number 4.
Prairie View A&M Genesis, Best West.
Freshman from San Diego enters in. Genesis Vasquez returns for Prairie View A&M. Joe Burnell called for the foul. Nice settling touch. Such a good back line here for Prairie View A&M. There's Andrea Johnson, the sophomore from Dallas out of Cedar Hill High School.
They're solid, aren't they? They're defensively good on the front foot, but they're also running back towards their own goal. Fantastic. They are going to be hard to beat.
Oh, good work to keep it in. Excellent defending in the end. There's a foul.
Yeah, she did well there. 22.
Yeah, Jaden Morgan.
Jaden Morgan. The pace to get in that, I was thinking it was definitely going out of play, but to get the ball and then a little nutmeg. She was unlucky not to get back into the box, but that's the difference, isn't it? When you have players who can put the effort in like that, chase down lost causes and nearly turn nothing into something.
Alondra Leppi did well. San Bernardino native, the defender for UAPB. Now it's fallen. Oh, it takes a unfortunate bounce for Joe Burnell. Bounces over her head. Prairie View, the #1 seed for a reason. They were 8-0 in the SWAC before losing to Texas Southern on the final day of the regular season. Score 1-0.
We've seen glimpses of why that is, isn't it? Bizarrely, most of the goals have come in the second half, and they probably won't have been as happy with their performance, as we'd nearly see a short back pass to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, again, dealt with well. Quinn Josiah has been excellent today. Never looks troubled, coming off her line. We will see Texas Southern in the next match. They're the #5 seed, taking on #4 seed Alabama State. That's set to kick off around 2 p.m. And Grambling State against Jackson State. 5 p.m. tentative kickoff. The nightcap, Alabama A&M and Southern. Set for 8 p.m. this evening. 4 games today, 2 tomorrow, 3 o'clock and 5:30 the scheduled times. A rest day Saturday, and the championship is Sunday. Good closeout. There was 3 in the box. Laid back.
Again, Stokes doing really well, but the defense of Prairie View killing the danger. But they do have Freeman and Stokes are a threat up there for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Change coming. Reagan Scott will go to the bench. Samantha Moran, sophomore from Puerto Rico, the transfer from Navarro College.
Checking in for Prairie View is number 17, Samantha Moran.
A breather on the opposite side for Aaron Fight.
Checking in for Arkansas Pine Bluff is number 9, Azania Holman.
Azania Holman enters, sophomore from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Whitehall High School. Free kick. $15 to go. What has most impressed you so far, Andrew Driver, about this Prairie View A&M team?
Well, I think we saw their ability in the first half when the game was slow. Well, when Arkansas were defending, you saw the quality they have. I think the second half, the transformation from where they were under pressure, because it looked like it was going to go real close, but they stuck at it, and they've got some quality players. You see the most impressive players, the Nugent sisters are really good, and obviously Jojo Burnell with the game-winning, it looks like the game-turning goal. But no, they look confident on the ball. But this, by no means, it's not been easy. Arkansas Pine Bluff have really given it a good go.
2 more on for Prairie View A&M. Renee Carranza returns. Maya Swaby-Wallerson is also back at right back. A break for Joe Burnell. Again, you have to start thinking about tomorrow, resting your players for the semifinals. Short turnaround, no rest day in between. So you have to be pragmatic and responsible today.
For sure, you've got a lot of minutes coming up, haven't you? You've got to take every game as it is, as it goes. But once you get to 4-0 with 15 minutes, you can actually take that foot off the gas that little bit.
Offside against Prairie View A&M with 14 minutes left in this first quarterfinal. 4 different goal scorers for Prairie View A&M. Joe Burnell in the 15th minute. Sonia Fuentes, Savannah Powell, and the offside flag comes up. Andrea Nugent as well with the free kick goal. Shows the depth of this team. 4 different goal scorers here in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, for sure, and all come from different ways, haven't they? A really good finish from Burnell, a fantastic free kick, and then a set piece. So they score goals in different ways.
Here is one chance coming for Pine Bluff, and it's off the mark. She was in, couldn't hit the target. Natalie Freeman with the chance. Second team all SWAC selection.
It's a difficult one when you're trying to get the ball onto your right foot to take the shot on the side of the defender. It's kind of maybe if she could have shifted the ball onto her left foot and get a more of a strike on it. But good break from Pine Bluff. I think Freeman would deserve a goal with her performance. She's really give it 100%. It hasn't had a feel of a 4-0 game, has it?
No. It's been more competitive than that. It hasn't been wave after wave of attack. I would say that it's just simply been Prairie View has been clinical with its chances.
Yeah. And then potentially defensively rode the wave a little bit better.
Look at that hit from distance. It's going to bounce dangerously in some ways, but she has not really had a high heartbeat all morning. Impressive goalkeeping from Quinn Josiah. That was a nice strike from Natalie Freeman.
Yeah, confident goalkeeping, wasn't it? It was a dangerous one with the wind and the big bounce. But she took her time. She was patient. I like you saying, she's not at a high heartbeat. Very calm.
Well, she has total command of her box. She's not an overly big goalkeeper, but we've seen her come off her line. That time she's backpedaling towards the post. She's not worried about it bouncing over her head. Seems to really know her box, and we see her aggressively playing off her line. Now she's backpedaling to get back into position.
Yeah, and that kind of feeds into the rest of the defenders as well. You've seen them in situations where Freeman and Stokes really give 100% effort, but they've seemed very calm all the time, haven't they? The back four and the goalkeeper never really come under much stress.
Throw in here. Arkansas Pine Bluff looking for a goal back. 11 and a half minutes remaining. First quarter final today on the SWAC Digital Network. A nice little turn that time. Landra Leppi. In the end, here we see her again, milking every second she can. I think it also just buys her some time for the throw out if you can commit that forward closer to you.
Yeah, very comfortable, wasn't it? Pull the attacker out and then release your defenders in the wide areas.
Shoulder to shoulder, foul called on Jaden Morgan. It was 1-0 at halftime, 3 since halftime for Prairie View A&M. NG Vaca, junior from Monterrey, Mexico, went to Eisenhower High School in Houston. So many Monterrey natives in Houston. A soccer hotbed with Tigres and Monterrey. But so many Mexicans from that part of Mexico end up in the Houston area.
I've heard some ridiculous stat that the amount of people from Houston go and watch in Monterrey.
They are loyal. Both stadiums hold over 50,000. They sell out every game, and many make the 8 to 10 hour journey from Houston down to Monterrey to support Tigres and Rayados.
It's incredible, isn't it? But you see that, you know that Houston is a hotbed, isn't it, for soccer? You see, we've watched a lot of women's college soccer this year, and the amount that come from the Houston and South Texas area is incredible.
Another free kick, similar area as the free kick goal scored about 10 minutes ago by Andrea Nugent. She's having a break right now, so it'll be Renee Carranza to hit this, a fifth-year senior out of Bonita Vista High School in San Diego. Carranza's strike is pushed aside, rebound there, nearly a fifth, and blocked off the line. Critical clearance that time by Alexia Dugan. Typically wears number 11. She's wearing number 4 today. No problem with the new shirt.
Well done, the goalkeeper. She's parried the first one, but she's got up twice to prevent another easy finish.
Another deflected shot, and it's picked up by the goalkeeper, Alyssa Payne. And their free kicks really epitomize how clinical they've been. 2 long-distance free kicks on target, 1 for a goal, the second nearly a goal.
They've been smart, so you don't need to hit it too hard today. With the wind, just let the ball carry in the wind, put it on target, ask the question of the goalkeeper. You see, how often do you see in situations like that the ball just gets ballooned over the bar? No, just get your head over the ball, put it on target, and ask the question.
2 more return for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Clara Morales, senior from Saratoga Springs, Utah. And also Brisha Masungu, freshman from Minnesota. Good defending. She's covered a lot of ground today, Alondra Leppi. Maya Swaby-Wallerson with the throw-in. Seven minutes left. Comfortable 4-0 lead for the number 1 seed Prairie View A&M. 10-3-2 on the year, 8-1 in SWAC play, 8-0 before the loss to Texas Southern on the last day of the regular season. That's good passing from the Panthers.
Yeah, patient now, wasn't it? Maybe could have come out wide earlier, but kept head up, passed the ball around, and the coach did say that she liked the team to play. They are a team that plays soccer. Maybe at times Arkansas haven't given them any space to play today, but at times in the first half they really showed that ability.
Far side throw-in, 6 minutes left. Prairie View A&M, 4 different goal scorers. Joe Burnell, Sonia Fuentes, Andrea Nugent, Savannah Powell. Professional showing from the Panthers and head coach Sonia Crivello.
It's probably taken a lot out of them. I think they had to ride a little bit of a wave, didn't they, in the start of the second half, which they had to show a lot of mental strength. It's all well and good being the better team, but when you come under pressure like that, you have to mentally be right, and they showed that. They showed the ability to change the momentum of a game, which is very difficult to do.
25, Kimberly Moss.
Kimberly Moss enters, junior from Lancaster, Texas, Townview High School. Interesting, Texas Southern and Alabama State meet in the next quarterfinal set for 2 p.m. Texas Southern wins. It sets up a rematch the last day of the regular season. Texas Southern upsetting Prairie View in its bid for a perfect season. It'd be an enticing 1 versus 5, but of course Alabama State's been very good in this league for a long time. They'd like to hold serve, keep the chalk moving, and play the 1-4 matchup tomorrow.
Tennis.
She held the ball too long, eventually dispossessed. Some cheering from the sideline. See a popular player out there for Prairie View A&M, I believe. Angie Vaca getting some shouts after she won that ball.
I think the shouts were because of the work rate to win the ball back.
Yeah.
Fairness, Malunga kept too long on the ball, but there was 2 or 3 Prairie View players in the area to win the ball back, showing effort even in the last 5 minutes.
Nice forward run, and she'll pull it back. Great composure there. Great skill, Haley Langley. Now a chance here late on for UAPB. 2 out to defend. Natalie Freeman. Two and a half minutes left. Prairie View A&M leading Arkansas Pine Bluff. .90 seconds left. Throw-in coming on this near sideline.
Just last 2 minutes, isn't it? Just getting through the game. I think Prairie View will be pretty happy. This is going to be a tricky tie. They've managed to get themselves a comfortable victory in the end.
1 minute, under 1 minute remaining in regulation.
Impressive showing from Prairie View A&M. 4 different goal scorers. Joe Bernal, Sonia Fuentes, Andrea Nugent, and Savannah Powell. Trying to make it 5 here in the final minute. Hard challenge. She's been working hard the entire afternoon. Haley Langley, the freshman, wearing number 26, has not quit in this game. Full effort from both teams today.
Full effort, yeah. I think UAPB, they go away with credit, don't they? They're against the #1 team. They kept it tight in the first half, and then they gave it a real go in the second half. Just potentially ran out of steam after the second goal went in.
Shot blocked. Final seconds here in the first quarter final. One last chance, and that will do it. Impressive showing from the #1 seed Prairie View A&M Panthers. They pick up their 11th win on the season. They win 4-0. Joe Bernal, the opening goal. Savannah Powell made it 2. Sonia Fuentes for 3. Andrea Nugent for 0. The defender of the earth, the direct free kick goal. Andrew Driver, your thoughts?
It was an entertaining game, wasn't it? UAPB gave it their all. Maybe ran out of steam, but it was a professional performance. I think that was the right word to use for Prairie View. They did just enough, and they showed the quality in the end to win the game.
4 seed Alabama State Lady
We'll come back to talk with you at 2 p.m. for the next fixture in this SWAC soccer tournament. Alabama State and Texas Southern, 2 p.m. We'll be back. For Andrew Driver and our entire crew, Matt Peterson saying goodbye for now. We'll talk to you at 2 as Alabama State takes on Texas Southern.
Champions for life didn't just happen overnight. Since 1920, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, has been in the forefront in leadership and excellence in all our athletic programs. There are very few major sports halls of fame that a SWAC athlete is not a member. Hall of Fame coaches who were stewards and mentors to these elite athletes. Our tradition, our distinction, our legacy. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
DIY means having the right tools, but at the Home Depot, that means more than hammers and saws. Search with images, that's a tool. Renting tools with a swipe, that's another one. Delivery's a tool. Same-day delivery, that's a power tool. This isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done.